Hey, welcome back to this mini lecture on media literacy concepts. Here's some major ones. One deals with ideology. It's a comprehensive set of ideas or beliefs about political and social life. It's disseminated through various social institutions like the family, education, government, law, religion, and media, as you'd imagine. There can be competing ideologies within a same culture. For those of you who are into politics, I'm sure you've even just thought about, like, say, Republican versus Democrat, or conservative versus progressive. Hegemony, what we take for granted and accept without question as natural. Our common sense ideas about the nature of reality. It's generally a worldview. It's more pervasive and abstract than ideology. It saturates our lives. As Williams writes, it's ubiquitous and amorphous, concerned with our lived system of meanings and values. Finally, culture. Social practices both reflect and promote shared meanings. Meaning occurs through the following: discourses or communication systems, such as verbal and nonverbal systems, institutions like the family, education, religion, law, media, etc. And it's also the norms and rules through which we provide prescriptions for behavior, which we reflect upon and decide to accept, modify, or reject. Here's some ideas from Cooley de Fleur about social organization theory and cultural norms theory. There are norms, which are general rules or prescriptions for a group. They're often codified. There are rules, specific norm-based positions within a group's specialization of activity. 3, social system. It's an independent, synergistic system, ranking. Some members have more power and status than others. Finally, sanction and punish deviance and reward compliance with norms, etc. for social control. In terms of cultural norms theory, a final point is mass media is a major source of pattern social expectations for specific groups in society. The pattern is portrayed or represented. This pattern is assimilated by members of a society or group. These patterns create learned sets of social expectations, and finally, expectations provide guides to action in the larger society. 2 major views of society: one's as a skyscraper and one's as a map. First, culture as skyscraper. Here, culture is organized into high, middle, and low categories, associated with the Frankfurt School in Germany. It praises high culture while condemning lower popular culture. And this view can be critiqued as maybe too simplistic. Culture is map. Culture is seen as an ongoing complex process that spreads out in multiple directions. Depends heavily on stories that we tell, which is why it veers into these different directions. We seek the familiar, but also new adventures. Audience responses are also important. According to Hall, when he talks about decoding, audiences have 3 ways of decoding any cultural message or text. They have a preferred reading, a negotiated reading, and an oppositional or resistant reading. In terms of preferred reading, it's the naive decoding in that you take it basically the way the creators intended. There's a negotiated reading where you take part of the message but adapt others to your own frame of reference. And finally, oppositional, where you deconstruct the narrative, take it apart, argue with it, and refuse to accept it as constructed. That was Media Literacy Concept. As always, thanks for watching. Take care. Look forward to seeing you again soon.